be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
Run like the wind. Straight home now. You're finished.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so... The, ruins are just...
Of course. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. Too slow. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
I think Mid might need some help tidying up.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the
Excellent.
and just...
Right. Right.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough, which is why you need proper a prism for the dragon's breath. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and I need something light. But
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? I've got all the details. Can you take this to him?
Right away. Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive? Always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive. So, Clive, who will accompany you?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of
White chocobo eggs. Are you sure this list is right? I would have thought the ingredients would...
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects, so much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able...
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway.
I will.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
There's talk that the glass gate flooded. Keep them pilgers nice and chilled.
Are those Pepio nuts?
How goes the Humphrey?
I'm sure everything we need is somewhere. Why don't we split up and see?
All right.
How about you look for the Pepio nuts? I'll find the other things we need.
Up! You'll not find a bruised
Fresh cuts! Come and get them before...
What can I interest you in today? I trust it's all here. Yeah, that'll fetch a good price. Could never have too many. Here's what we agreed on.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford...
Buy, sell, or be gone.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
All anyone ever wants anymore.
Did you find everything?
I did.
Garlic and Pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Hippocrates to somehow turn all this into what
But before we head back... Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we best be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
Get it, boy!
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the Moondew.
Our ship lies still in harm.
Thank you, Clive.
The nobleman who visited.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the Moondew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the Moondew are ready, it followed by a rigorous process of perhaps someone ought to warn young men.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Up. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
What do you need? A Sancfordian, do you? Anything else?
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that
You found something for...
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of us. He's supervising the construction and testing of...
Brilliant! I knew...
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all to the Black Hat.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn. That's one down and just 3 more to...
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and will...
You don't mean...
Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can...
Good luck to them, mate. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off, searching for a land untouched by the Blight. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil... That's what she was meant to be, you see. But now she's so close to being finished. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat. I want people to sail aboard her by choice. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to...
All right. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans. I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about...
Something tells me it's...
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're...
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
He cracked the crystal too.
Trouble with the ledgers. What could be wrong with Torgal? Hopefully it's nothing. I got your note. You think something's wrong?
So you can read. But I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something not been working him too.
No harder than you. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the Lawsman seems...
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is.
I suppose things have been different. Perhaps Hippocrates knows.
Instead of everything, you mean?
Lawsman.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according... She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something...
I rather think she might be right. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound... It may well be that the Bones Lady Karen is a... Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bone, as to where one might find a suitable substitute. Some...
I don't recall ever seeing...
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures, rare. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressid.
Even so.
Good hunting.
Blackthorn.
Yeah, not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on, and you might still be doubting your craft. Perhaps sharing your thoughts?
That bastard's like a dog, but still, you've got a keen eye. He's just, well...
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but you could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that. and he'd be halfway home.
So that's what's troubling.
No. They're not troubling me exactly.
And if you knew how we could arm the curse breakers...
That's about a sort.
I'll see what I can find. Sharper swords or and we can't have our Master Black.
You're a soft touchy, but I can't say I'm not grateful for it.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen... You're looking well.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed me.
Running around after him again?
I suppose I am, yes.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do, which made it nice and easy.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people who... Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off, mate. Fine. If you stop Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. And he's got more money than sense, which is what? Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dal...
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate the...
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Sid.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's a lovely bit of kit, it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it will separate. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities, which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off.
I imagine Tyre could get some use out of this alembic too.
Proper.
So what exactly do you...
Nothing but bomb ash'll do. Gave you a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. You pour the blackest blight water through it. So, I did a bit of and do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind.
I take it that's where I could...
I saw a billet on... Would have gone myself, but... Well...
All right.
Thank you.
That's why I'm...
Shh. I don't be listening. A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be... And it's... Maybe... Sadly, that square... I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it...
Be late for that.
There you are!
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming... You get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. Well?
Oh, just Martha. And...
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must...
Those lodges...
Do we have that much to hand?
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the King's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging box. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own.
All right. But is there anything I can do?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to...
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents. Little something Sid and I set. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the... You know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, asses to...
I know.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because...
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No.
Faster!
All right. No need to ride from here. have here? Greetings, Your Majesty. Too slow. Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. I should... This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it.
There's talk that the glass gate.
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see you again.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc?
Milady, I can...
Gift? Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles.
The man owes me nothing. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and...
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
Otto is lucky. I doubt anything could ever replace his son.
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. And blamed himself for not... I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything...
I didn't know.
How could you have? Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear an ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Clive!
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you, and though I doubt it's what you were expecting.
A star, Ruby? It's worth at least twice what you owe me.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out, I charged that anyway. Why are you the one here asking me a bit much, sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still...
Same as all. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander. Word is, he was the first one. Sid probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, Sid may have been the face of the hideaway. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be...
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, I reckon what he saw in Sid, and don't we all... Doesn't hurt that you're that, and...
Goat will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Ready, go?
Mistakes. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it seemed like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? To me, Flames! Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Great Spang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthy patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you.
Pardon the intrusion.
Out! I paid for these rooms so I would...
Please. His lordship is going through a difficult time.
Redeem!
Very good. Would you mind stepping outside?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any...
That? Oh, no. That's just... He's been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made...
I don't suppose a certain blade was among a single-edged sword.
Ah.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw with...
I did not. No. And
that's where...
That will be... Farewell.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be done. All right.
I hear I have you. What shall I call you?
Wyvern. Glad to make your...
A formidable. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an order.
A few moments of your time should...
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him.
Oh, Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on them. It was made in the Outer Eye and is used exclusively, they believe. No combat should ever exceed. Each sword is made for that one. There's a brutal sort.
But how do they hands?
Why, they use whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10, but it is the final stone which a mineral quite fine. And that, Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to... Take this, the very stone of which I spoke. And a far more fitting pick.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship.
I am locked in bitter competition whether I am one step ahead of the
Are there many other
Too many to count, but only one do I consider mine, and is a perennial...
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern, may up... Radim! We mustn't...
I think his lordship is rather taken. Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an it now.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me... Oh, now we know what you're after.
Speaking of...
You can, aye. In return, you can...
I was just on my way to see...
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as...
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance, if one can but speculate.
He has seemed more...
And if I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
Oh, he's more than an ally.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? I have a few new notes that might interest you. Now this, I believe you will find most interesting. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Sorry for the wait. But hopefully you'll agree it was worth...
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the Cursebreakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the Cursebreakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valesthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the Cursebreakers will be delighted. Just...
Don't you? I've been working day and night since I was half your age. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August 2.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the material.
Right?
What do you need? A Sancthornian, do you? No scratches, right? Anything else?
Track the crystals.
Wish I could take one of our birds.
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the alembic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then, let's get this contraption up and running. There we have it. The Telemon Alembic.
Very impressed.
Says the man who...
There's no...
Don't be... Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep...
What?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and a lot. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your...
Well...
That's the spirit! Well?
It certainly feels...
Right? Told you.
Thank you.
No. thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavours. Without you, we'd and I'm telling you.
Is it business or pleasure? Go on, then. It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. Finished, are you?
Told me she was building a ship.
Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. But she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me...
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were attacked.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Is that the thing Tomes helped you?
Lady Karen, Goat tells me you want... Would you prefer the debt was repaid in court?
What debt? I don't recall. I may have tossed a talent or two, but those were donations.
Of course not. But one good... Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who...
Oh, fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then... Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only a click. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all.
I hear you ended up thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder.
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get you.
Right.
I've seen that before.
You have, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
Huh. I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first 9 day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have?
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
How may I help you today, Clive? You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
All right, Clive. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl do... No, excuses.
Not quite. She said there was one final...
She said that?
She...
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? She'll probably be halfway to camp.
Mid.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes held?
Obolus.
Yep. You in a hurry at all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. But anyway, I got a letter. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I...
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention...
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all it did?
Well, but next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest...
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun, just like when we built this place. Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it?
Gav will be leaving with me.
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but...
I hope she's telling the truth, at least. Sid. I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go? With them? Oh, thanks, Nan!
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot! There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets.
Oh,
It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bucklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside. the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Faster!
Time to fight.
So what do you think?
That we'd be lucky to make it out alive.
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble.
I take it there's date.
What about this fearsome looking...
Oh, no doubt. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been...
How does a merchant...
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone.
My brother's right on all accounts.
We may have seen our share of action, true.
You, however, chances are they'll come for you either way.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal...
You've clearly got a...
We're lucky you... Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Bocklad. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find...
All right. Just...
No. You just put an end to those bandits.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take it.
Look lively, you lot. We've got guests.
These must be our bandits. That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart? Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves...
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a
You've done your part. And that's all you need. It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so. What if we want...
I see. The Dalmecs lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least. The path...
Continues on the other side. So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sambrec.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sambrec.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sambrec, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
The Boklab markets are to the north.
We just need to hug the coast.
Good girl.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well-trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end. Let's go.
How much further to Bottom now?
More refugees.
And they're all making for the Crystalline Dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the Crystal's blessing. That'll do, girl.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Hurry, man. I must leave for the Dominion. Bloody crimson caravan scooping up all the best.
I hear the brothers found another victim.
If I knew arrivals had brought them.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait. You're sure you don't need it? Just what I was looking for. Thank you. May Gilbert smile upon you. Out of my sight, wretch!
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread? You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the Crystalline Dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an exception? Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go in and find Good, shall we? He must be around here somewhere.
Come taste my peaches. You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Oh, Good.
Clive,
Slow down, Good.
we cannot ride the caravan without it. We want it.
Do you...
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Here.
It wouldn't surprise me.
So, to get the pass back, we need...
I know where. I've got... No one knows more about what...
Where do we find...
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans.
No time like the...
You two go on it. I'm going to check the rest of my stuff, make sure...
All right.
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo, then.
And the other on our purses.
Next to the checkpoint.
Peaches and pears.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By little Ben.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the... Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's and with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on...
Yes. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners. And yet, none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen, the same someone who is encouraging the children to steal, and the same someone who whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants. Will you stand with us? You want to get your... And we want to ensure catch whoever's behind it all. And Tuba.
Is there any other way?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, but the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that, like, we don't want...
So either we find the people who took the pass...
All right. We'll help.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with... The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading the search. I suggest that you...
The furniture maker?